Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Shanna. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I have been making all of these Christmas card videos. They've just been taking all my time doing that, so I'm going to do something different today. And I am going to try Crafty Owl's sheet load of cards for July 2023. I've never done this before, and you can get her instructions, download her instructions on how to do it, and then you just follow it. But according to this, you need two 12 by 12 pattern sheets of pattern paper, and then you also need 2.5 8.5 by 11 solid card stocks, and then you need 12 card bases for it, and then you have the dimensions here. So I'm going to just show you the pattern paper that I've chosen. This actually came in, and I'm going to grab the paper pack, so I'm leaning over there, in this terracotta paper pad from Michaels that I got on sale for $5. I haven't busted into this at all, and so I thought I would try it. And I like these two colors. I thought this could perhaps be something that you could use for a masculine card. It could be a variety of different card sentiments and stuff like that, but I like these two patterns together, and I thought it would be interesting. So I'm going to just take a pause, and I'm going to cut up all this paper and get my panels ready, and we'll just start assembling one of these cards and see how it turns out. Okay, so I have cut my pattern paper, and so I'm just going to start out. I'm going to call this pattern paper, I guess this would be, actually I got a couple of these that are kind of funny. I don't know. I need to look at them. So this would be, I think, pattern paper A, according to the sketch. And this would be pattern paper B, and then this would be pattern paper C. And then I've got cardstock 1 and cardstock 2 that I've got. So these are the colors that I have to work with. So I just need to get a card panel, and it looks like they've got a top folding one. So do I have a top folding card handy? Yes, I do. Okay, let me just bring in my score buddy, and I'll get it ready. I should have done this ahead of time. And I tried to clean up my desk because my late night crafting last night was a mess. So I did a little cleanup. All right, so let's just score this at 5.5. And let's see where this takes us. I think it's going to be a fairly simple card. Just lining them up. Okay, so it looks like, from what I can tell, you just use your card base as your layer. They don't have any extra layer panels on there if I've done this correctly. You're just going to build it right on there. I'm not sure how I feel about that since I have this color scheme. Well, we'll just lay it out and see what it's going to look like. Well, let's just rough it out and see how this is going to look. Did I cut some of them? I think I must have cut some of these wrong. Not real sure what I did. Oh, there's two types. Okay, yeah, there were 2 layers. One, they should all be 5.25. Let's make sure I got them right. Looks like maybe some of them I cut at 5.5, so I'm going to use these 5. I am not sure what I did on my cutting. I mean, okay. 5.25. Let's check this out. Yeah, okay. So these are right. Sorry, I'm just trying to get squared away here. So it looks like they're going to lay on here like this, and you're going to have a little bit of an edge around them. So it's going to be a fairly simple card. Boy, my cutting wasn't exactly on point. But this is basically how the card pattern would look, just like that. I don't mind the white, I guess. I thought I was gonna not like that. And then you would just, this is Love from Lizzie paper that I had got in a kit, and I've never really had an opportunity to use it, and I thought this might be the right time to bring it in because it seems like the right color scheme. So it's gonna go like that, and then you're gonna bring in this size here, which that's not gonna look that great on that piece. It might almost look better to bring this piece in like that, but that's not how the card design goes. So I think what I'll do is, I have these extra strips here, and I think I could just trim around there and add an extra layer, and I think that'll work out all right. So I think that's what I'll do. If I can find my scissors. I think I put them up. And I'm just going to try and cut a straight line and use that. So I'll layer that up, and I think that will look better on here than, actually I'm going to cut it down a little bit. I'm going to cut them both down a little bit so that it'll show a little bit better. So I'm already modifying the design. There, I think that'll look better on there. So this is what our card design is going to look like, and then we'd lay that on there, and I think just doing that will give us a little bit of it'll give us a little bit of definition between that pattern and that pattern. I didn't think about those laying on top of each other and being so closely related. Now when you flip-flop the design and use them on the other sides, it will not matter. So we'll make one of each, just so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and get this laid down and just see what this looks like. This pattern paper actually comes with some sentiments in it. So I think I could probably, some little cut aparts. So I can probably use them cut aparts to come up with some kind of a sentiment or some type of a embellishment or something to where it'll match. Just trying to get this laid down. I think that'll be okay. Let's hope. See if we can eyeball this so we know what we're doing. Yeah. I think I might be just a little, looks like I'm going to be a hair short on this. So this is what I'm going to do. I know I got a sentiment that goes in the center. I think that my cutting was a little bit off, so in an effort to correct that, I'll line this one up at the bottom. Oops, keep that where I want it. And I'm going to line this one up at the top, and then I'll cover that tiny little gap with my sentiment. I just wanted it to be even, and it doesn't look like I cut it quite even. So we're going to have that little gap in there, but that won't matter. Actually, it doesn't even look that bad with that white in there. I could have made it a little bit larger, and I think it would have even looked better. So I guess with this, this is supposed to yield 12 cards with all the cutting. And I should have talked about the panel sizes. And I think I will talk about that a little bit. I'll line this up a little bit better. So this pattern here is, let me see, it's 1 by 5 1/4, and this is 1 by 5 1/4, and then this is 1.75 by 5 1/4. So those are your dimensions. And then this panel here is 3 by 2, 2 1/2, and this one is 2 3/4 by 2 1/4 is what that is. And then these little ones are a 1/2 inch by 2.75, which I've cut mine, so it's no longer that shape. So let's just see what this is going to look like. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I just was looking at the cardstock and I thought that perhaps this cardstock would work for these pattern papers. So I'm just going to get that laid down. And this is one of those where they want you to post your work that you do. So they've got a hashtag, which is hashtag SUYS, show us your sheets, July 2023, or hashtag spelled out, show us your sheets, 2023. So that you can hashtag on there. But this is from Crafty Owl, Call Me Crafty Owl, which I think we've seen her on Craft Roulette recently. So, okay, so there's the base of my card panel. So I just need to dig around and figure out what I'm going to put on there. But before we do that, I think let's go ahead and reverse it and see what we come out with. And I think this could go, it doesn't necessarily have to be a top folding. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a side fold, and we'll do it on the side fold as well. And let's just reverse the pattern. And I'm assuming that you could do that since you have the equal sides. Yeah. So I'm going to go at 4 1/4 here. And we're just going to do 2 of the cards, and then you have an idea of how it goes. And then you've got several scrap pieces left too that you could do something with. So I might off camera do something with a scrap and then just tag it in the picture. So let's just do the reverse order of what we did. These are the 2 cards. I had some sound issues with this section of my video, figure out what I'm going to put on, just doing the voiceover. This is where I picked out the sentiments for the card. They were just cut aparts that came out of the paper pack, and I just chose Just For You and Be Happy. I thought you could use one for a birthday card, or maybe both for a birthday card. Just putting some adhesive down just to pop these up and getting them laid down on my card base. The Be Happy was a square sentiment that was a cut apart, and I used a round stitch die to cut it out, and I'll just pop it up just much like I'm doing the Just For You with some of the foam tape. You'll see there I was saying that I didn't add that extra piece of paper. I just didn't feel like it was necessary. It just didn't show up well on the background paper, so I didn't add it. And then I'm just popping up this circle sentiment just to complete it. And I really like the tone-on-tone look of these 2 cards. I think they turned out nice. I like that metallic paper that's on there. I just really think they turn out really pretty. So if you like this and you want to consider, you could do a sheet load of cards. Just go to Call Me Crafty Owl and download her sheet, and then you could make these yourself. So here's just an overview of the cards with the panels for you to look at.